My first company, I said we hadn't been in business 2 years and we had $84,000 in the bank. And so we had a process where I would check all the payables, checks and everything, sign them, put them in an envelope, give them to our receptionist to go mail. Well, I got a call from the bank, $84,000 in the bank. Mark, someone was just coming through the drive-through of the bank and all the checks had whiteout, remember the old whiteout thing? And she had written her name over top of the whiteout. I'm like, you didn't cash them, right? Oh yeah, why wouldn't we cash them? 82,000 of the $84,000 we had, gone. I was mad, but it was like, what else are you gonna do? You know, shit happens. What I learned from all that was there's always gonna be setbacks. There's always gonna be things that go wrong. There's always gonna be things you don't anticipate. Even when you have every I dotted, every T crossed, something's going to go wrong. Way back when, it's been 20 years now, I went to Indiana University in Bloomington, Indiana, was a big basketball fan, and was such a big basketball fan that when I went down to Dallas, Texas, we would sit in front of a phone that had a speakerphone, and somebody in Bloomington, Indiana, where the school was located, would put a speakerphone next to a radio. And we would sit around and drink beers and listen to the game. And this is when the internet was first starting to happen, and we're like, there's gotta be a better way. And I had sold recently, prior to that, a networking company. My first company was connecting PCs together into networks, and we became one of the largest systems integrators for local and wide area networks in the US. And so I took a chunk of that and I said, okay, I'm gonna figure out how to take audio and put it over this new thing called the internet. And so we started a company called AudioNet, and we were one of the first, if not the first, to really start streaming audio over the net and doing it worldwide. And we became the largest at the time, and we went from being called AudioNet to being called Broadcast.com, went public on the US stock market, and then got bought for $5.7 billion. And I have to say, as much fun as it was winning an NBA championship, that day was more fun. The most valuable asset you have is the thirst for knowledge, the ability to learn how to learn, and that'll serve you your entire lives. And if you don't practice that, if you don't go to school and learn, I think you're at a significant disadvantage. If you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to be in the business world and you can't speak the language of business, if you don't understand finance, if you don't understand marketing, if you don't understand sales, if you don't have a basic technological background, you're way behind. And so I think going to school is always a good thing.
I'd encourage people to read a lot of books. Basically, try to ingest as much information as you can and try to also just develop a good general knowledge. So you at least have like a rough lay of the land of the knowledge landscape. Try to learn a little bit about a lot of things. As a kid, I read through the encyclopedia. Because you might not know what you're really interested in. How would you know what you're really interested in if you at least aren't like doing a peripheral exploration broadly of the knowledge landscape? Talk to people from different walks of life and different industries and professions and skills, and learn as much as possible. Try to find something where there's an overlap of your talents and what you're interested in. So people may have skill at a particular thing, but they don't like doing it. So you want to try to find a thing that's a good combination of the things that you're inherently good at, but you also like doing.
I'm the luckiest guy in the world. If I can't have fun at every single thing that I do, something's wrong with me, right? I mean, I get to do what I like. I get to be up here. If I want to go get shit-faced, there's nobody going to tell me no, right? You've got to find the things that you like. Because to me, the key to success is finding something you love to do and then trying to be great at it. And you don't have to know what that is. I took one computer class in college and I cheated at it, you know? But when I started really getting into it, I could spend 20 hours teaching myself the program and writing programs. And I was like, I had no idea. I love this stuff, right? And I would just sit there and days would go by. And I loved it, but I didn't know that's what I would love to do until I tried a lot of different things. You just have to try different things, and even if 99% of them fail, you only have to be right one time. You don't have to figure it all out in advance. You can be wrong, you can pick the wrong career, you can pick the wrong job, you can pick the wrong spouse, you can pick the wrong whatever. But you get it right one time, you're set. But if you don't try, and if you don't go out there and try all those different things, you'll never get that one time.
Try to be useful. You do things that are useful to your fellow human beings, to the world. it's very hard to be useful. Are you contributing more than you consume? To try to have a positive net contribution to society. Put a lot of stock and certainly have a lot of respect for someone who puts in an honest day's work to do useful things. If you can live a useful life, that is a good life. A life worth having lived.
My attitude has just been enjoy your life, smile, fight your way through it, and remember what you're good at. And I was good at tech, I was good at selling, I was good at working longer hours than everybody else, but I was even better enjoying what I was doing. In business, when you start a company, you don't know who all the competition is. You set your sights on what you want to accomplish, you work hard, you try to come up with an advantage that your company offers, you try to come up with something that people want to pay for, and then you try to improve it every day. You try to re-earn your customers' business every single day. You don't know where your next competition is coming from. So whether it's football, whether it's basketball, the game is 60 minutes long, 90 minutes long. You play the game and it's over. In business, everybody here, anybody can start a business and compete with you. So it's nonstop competition that's 24/7 by 365. And to me, that's what I love, right? I love the competitive juices that come with starting or running a business, because it's like, I played rugby, believe it or not, for a long time. It's like a continuous scrum, right? Where you're going to go in and you're going to go head to head, and that's exciting because I am so competitive. That's where I take out all my competitive juices.
Building any of these things is just like a crazy amount of pain and times when I think most people would give up, and you just kind of have to not give up and just have the fortitude to do that.
The qualities of a true leader. So I'll tell you the way I try to approach things. I wouldn't ask you to do a job that I wouldn't do myself within reason, right? So if I'm walking around our arena, I'm picking up trash with everybody. If there's a clogged bathroom, I've made the point to go unclog that bathroom. I want you to see me making that job just as important to me as it is to you. I always look at my job as to put you in a position to succeed. Because if you understand what our goals are and you can define your definition of success within those goals, I'm going to do everything I can to help you get there. And even if it means you going off into another career or doing your own thing or starting your own company, that's okay by me, because I'm still going to have a great relationship with you, and you're going to feel good about the support I've given you. I'm only going to do a meeting if you're writing me a check or it's just some big issue that I need to address. Same with a call, because it's just not all that effective. If there's something I have to brainstorm about, if there's something I need to learn or something I need to convey, I'll do a meeting. But everybody who works for me, around me, deals with me, knows that those are rare, and so they have to be really productive. I'll work out, I'll deal with whatever companies, and then, I'll read. And right now I'm trying to learn as much as you've heard me allude to, machine learning, deep learning, neural networks. 80% of my reading is geared towards that.